Welcome back to the United Nations General Assembly, where I'm now joined by the Prime Minister of Aruba, Evelyn Wever-Croes. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
This is a surprise visit. It's very nice to have you here with us. We've been here at the General Assembly all week. You've been discussing with other world leaders topic of global interest. What were the things you've been discussing?
Well, for Aruba, one of the most important things is that we are a small island in the Caribbean Sea of a population of 110,000. And being a small island, you have extra challenges. You're more vulnerable to other things, but more or less the same kind of problems as larger countries have. So we have been discussing the special aspects of being a small island development state. Most of the SITS meetings we have attended. Aruba has its challenges on financials, economics, health, but the most important thing is that we have been in government for 10 months now, and we have changed the approach towards people-centered approach, so putting a human being first, and then all other decisions that you have to make have to take into consideration that a human being has to be in its center. And that has helped us a lot, and is very much in line with what the United Nations
Absolutely.
Has stipulated as the goals, the Sustainable Development Goals. So we have been discussing a lot about these SDGs, these goals. And the way we want to do it is through innovation. And I've learned this week that if you really want to talk about innovation, if you want to showcase your innovation plans, you need to be here this week. So those were more or less the topics. And one other topic, that is the topic of Venezuela. Aruba is an island near the coast of Venezuela. We are part of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, but we are closer to Venezuela than any other country. So what is happening in Venezuela, we all feel for what is happening. A lot of people are leaving, and a couple of thousand people also left Venezuela and came to Aruba. We are very close by. On a clear day, you can see Venezuela from Aruba, yes. But Aruba is an island, and an island can only have so many people. We can only have so many people, so it's a challenge. We want to help, but first we have to help ourselves. And this topic we have discussed as well. And my plea to the bigger countries like Colombia, Panama, Ecuador, was to please take into consideration that any decision they take back home might have an influence on Aruba. And I have to say the meetings went very well. More funds were allocated to help countries that are dealing with this issue. So I look back to very successful meetings and good arrangements and agreements made on various topics.
Very good. So it was a good week for you?
Very good, yes.
You've touched on the Sustainable Development Goals, refugees and migrants, two very important topics that have been discussed here. Another very important topic that I imagine is also very important for an island country like yours is climate change. What's the situation? What effects of climate change are you seeing in Aruba?
You know, most of the islands in the Caribbean Sea have more challenges on climate change than we have. We are luckily outside of the hurricane belt. We have seen hurricanes coming our way, but at the last minute they would turn away. So we're very blessed, and we hope we keep on being so blessed. But still, we have sister islands that are affected by hurricanes. So that is a huge challenge, and this has been discussed here as well. My colleague, the Prime Minister of St. Martin, she was also here part of the week, and she attended more of the climate change issues. But what we see in Aruba is enormous heat. We see the sea level rising. Our only economic pillar is the tourism. The beaches, that is what and pristine waters, that is what we live off. So it's very important to be very cautious on that one. I was also part of a panel on plastic pollution, and that is also a very important topic. In Aruba, we have already legislation banning single-use plastic bags. So those are not allowed anymore in Aruba. We have done that because of the impact it has on the environment. We are now considering by the end of this year to add more products to the ban, like plastic straws, styrofoam cups and boxes. We are trying to do the utmost in Aruba because we are a tourist island, because we need to do something about plastic pollution, and especially because being an island, it has its effect on the waste management on the island.
Of course.
but there is a plastic garbage island floating somewhere in the Caribbean. There is one in the Pacific that is three times as big as France. And in the Caribbean, there is also a large island, they call it. And we're very concerned because we're doing our part on our island, but now we need the rest of the world to do their part so we are not affected by it.
So there were a couple of very good tips that you already gave, right? Not using single-use plastics.
Yes.
So a lot of climate action steps that people in Aruba are taking, but that all our followers back home can take as well.
Yes, yes. Well, if we can give an advice, and that is what I advised also in the panel, do a lot of awareness campaigns. Mm-hmm. When we introduced the ban on single-use plastic, we introduced the ban and then we did awareness campaign. And there was resistance. So what we're doing now is first come with an awareness campaign, showing what damage these plastic straws can do to the environment, to the fish, and then having people almost begging you to add more products to the ban. That would be the ideal situation.
Very good, and that's something that we're hoping to contribute here to, the awareness raising, so that everybody understands that it's really urgent. Yes. We all take climate action.
Definitely.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for being here with us.
It's
been a great pleasure having you. Good luck for the rest of the General Assembly week here. And for our followers back home, please stay tuned for more Facebook Lives to come from the United Nations General Assembly.